The purpose of this recording is to provide exemplification of CEFR Level B2 performance for writing. We'll show you 6 examples of test taker work and outline the indicators of performance at the bottom, middle, and top of the B2 band. Table 1 shows the alignment of PTE Academic scores to the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR. The exemplification materials in this resource have been selected using this alignment. The following exemplification materials show responses from test takers who have been classified at each CEFR level based on their PTE Academic writing score. It should be noted that writing scores come from the combination of many test items that measure different aspects of language proficiency. The purpose of these exemplars is to show the range of item responses produced by test takers in different CEFR bands, and to provide indicative evidence of the key features of writing performances across and within CEFR language proficiency bands. At the low B2 level, test takers are likely to be able to produce clear, simple texts on the topics provided by task prompts. Their points will mostly be easy to understand, but are likely to contain some errors, especially when test takers attempt to use more complex sentence structures and/or idiomatic language. This test taker demonstrates adequate communicative skills for this task, showing a clear understanding of the topic and an ability to convey their opinions despite having a limited range of linguistic skills. In keeping with expectations of this low B2 proficiency level, the test taker has structured the text logically, maintaining a clear development. Inaccuracies in word choice, for example, exploration of population and spelling, such as computations, are frequent. There are also several typos, for example, sumpropel and cambring. However, in general, what the test taker is trying to say can be understood. The test taker has the ability to produce an essay which develops an argument, giving reasons in support of their point of view, and they structure the text logically. The test taker makes their opinion clear in the introduction when they write, "Being over-competitive is really harmful to the development of people and the society." They also offer some reasons in the body of the essay, such as too much competition means too much stress, and it is really bad for people's mental health. They then restate their point of view in the conclusion, writing, "We really need to balance the competition in the work and our own mental health." They make errors in word choice and sentence structure that are typical of the low B2 proficiency level, which can place some strain on the reader at times. But the test taker's points can in general be understood. At the mid-B2 level, test takers will be able to produce well-structured texts on the topics provided by task prompts, using details, reasons, and explanations to support their points of view. They will have generally good levels of grammatical control and vocabulary range, but may make some slips when using more complex structures and expressions. This test taker produces a text that is in keeping with expectations of the mid-B2 proficiency level. They start by demonstrating the ability to briefly explain a relevant term, for example, competition. They then proceed to clearly convey their opinion on the topic. The test taker makes some noticeable errors, such as competition can lead people to harm others in the name of winning battle by unfair means, but can usually be easily understood. The essay is structured logically and demonstrates good levels of linguistic skills and accuracy. This test taker demonstrates good levels of communicative skills and accuracy. They are able to utilize language convention structures and vocabulary typical of the mid-B2 proficiency level. For example, when they write, "This results in toxic working environment as co-workers would not collaborate." The test taker regularly omits indefinite articles before noun phrases, such as a certain level of competition as well as an over-competitive atmosphere. But in general, these errors do not prevent their points from being easily understood. The essay is structured logically, and the test taker demonstrates the ability to develop their argument with supporting points. At high B2 level, test takers are able to produce clear, detailed, and well-organized texts, using an appropriate structure and a wide range of vocabulary and sentence structures. Some errors are still likely, but they will not impede the reader's ability to understand the points being made. This test taker demonstrates good levels of communicative skills and accuracy, typical of high B2 language proficiency in this logically structured essay. They begin by clearly stating their main point, writing, "Being competitive is a great behavior to endorse when it does not hurt other people." They develop an argument, giving reasons in support of the point in the two body paragraphs. Some word choice errors are apparent, but these do not prevent the test taker's point of view from being understood with ease. This test taker uses a range of linguistic skills to convey a clear, reasoned opinion about the topic. They state their opinion clearly in the introduction, writing, "The key is finding the right balance between being non-competitive and over-competitive." They provide appropriate supporting points in the body and restate their point of view at the end. The test taker's logical structure, alongside good levels of accuracy and a range of linguistic skills, makes the essay representative of the high B2 proficiency level. There are few errors, and they do not prevent the test taker's points from being understood.